Joe Sakic, Mike Bossy, Steve Yzerman. What do these three players have in common? Yes, they've all won multiple Stanley Cups, they each have over 1,000 career points, and they're all Hall of Famers. And while there are very few hockey players who have etched their name into NHL history like these three have, what these three players have in common puts them in a league of their own. All three of them had legendary careers while playing for only one team. These players are synonymous with the teams that they played for. When you think of the team, you think of this player. And while there are more players who are synonymous with a certain team, a lot of them did not solely play for that one team. In this video, I want to talk about some NHL legends who played for some weird teams you might not have known about. If you enjoy the video, leave it a like and subscribe to the channel. Let's get started. Without a doubt, Bobby Orr is the greatest defenseman in NHL history. Throughout his Hall of Fame career, Bobby Orr won 2 Stanley Cups, 2 Conn Smythes, 8 Norris trophies in a row, 2 Art Ross trophies, and 3 Hart trophies, along with winning a Calder, a Pearson, and being named to the NHL All-Star team 9 times. What's even more impressive is that he did all of that by the age of 27, and did it all while playing for the Boston Bruins. Bobby Orr and the Boston Bruins are synonymous with each other, so much so that imagining Bobby Orr in a different team's jersey just feels wrong. Which is why it may shock you to hear that Bobby Orr did not spend his entire NHL career with the Boston Bruins. After 10 extremely successful seasons with the Boston Bruins, it was announced on June 8, 1976 that Bobby Orr would be signing with the Chicago Blackhawks. Bobby Orr's tenure with Chicago is relatively forgettable. Reason being is that he only played parts of 2 seasons for the team despite signing a 5-year contract. Due to injuries, Bobby Orr could not provide the level of production for the Blackhawks that he did with the Boston Bruins. In the 1976-77 season, Bobby Orr only played 20 games, and after taking the complete next season off, he would only play another 6 games in the 78-79 season before officially announcing his retirement. Bobby Orr retired with 915 career points in only 657 games. Bobby Orr is an all-time hockey legend and the greatest player in Boston Bruins history, with a short stint in Chicago that not many people know about. Mats Sundin was the first overall pick in the 1989 draft to the Quebec Nordiques. In his 4 seasons with the Quebec Nordiques, Sundin put up 334 points in 324 games. But on June 28, 1994, Sundin's tenure with the Nordiques would come to an end. Sundin would be part of a blockbuster trade, sending him to the Toronto Maple Leafs in exchange for Wendell Clark. And it's his tenure with the Toronto Maple Leafs where Mats Sundin is most well known. In 13 seasons with the Leafs, Sundin put up 987 points in 981 games, and put up 70 points in 77 playoff games. He is considered a Toronto Maple Leafs legend, which is evident in his number 13 being retired by the team. While his time with the Toronto Maple Leafs is extremely well known, as well as his time with the Quebec Nordiques due to the blockbuster trade, very few people probably remember the 3rd team Mats Sundin played for, his 1 season as a member of the Vancouver Canucks. After the 07-08 season, Mats Sundin considered retiring from the NHL, but on December 18, 2008, partway through the 08-09 season, Mats Sundin signed a 1-year contract to play out the rest of the season as a member of the Vancouver Canucks. After his 41-game stint with the Canucks, in which he had 28 points consisting of 9 goals and 19 assists, Sundin would officially announce his retirement. His Hall of Fame resume consists of 1,349 points in 1,346 NHL games, as well as a plethora of international medals while playing for Team Sweden. And while he is considered to be one of the greatest Toronto Maple Leafs in history, and was part of one of the biggest trades in NHL history, he also has a short tenure with the Vancouver Canucks, which is often forgotten about. Martin Brodeur is one of the greatest goaltenders in NHL history. In his 22 NHL seasons, Brodeur is a 3-time Stanley Cup champion, a 4-time Vezina winner, a 5-time Jennings winner, and 2 Olympic gold medals. He also holds the record for most games played and wins recorded by a single NHL goaltender, and had a career .912 save percentage and 2.24 goals allowed average. And the most remarkable part of his Hall of Fame career is that he did it all with just one team. Well, almost one team. We all know Martin Brodeur as a New Jersey Devil. I mean, when you play 21 seasons for a single NHL team, you basically become synonymous with that team. Of his 1,266 career NHL games, 1,259 of them were with the Devils. That is 99.4% of his career games. But it's the other 0.6%, those last 7 games, that people don't remember. And those that do probably wish they could forget, especially the Devils fans. In the 2014-15 NHL season, Martin Brodeur played a whopping 7 games as a member of the St. Louis Blues, and he only got into 7 games due to an injury to Brian Elliott. After that, Martin Brodeur was essentially the third goalie on the team, behind Brian Elliott and Jake Allen. On January 29, 2015, Martin Brodeur officially announced his retirement. Along with the retirement, he would join the St. Louis Blues front office, and nowadays he's part of the New Jersey Devils front office. With only 7 games played for the Blues, it's pretty easy to forget that he was ever part of the team. But he was, and it's kind of a shame that his entire playing career wasn't with the New Jersey Devils. On May 10th, 2022, Patrick Marleau officially announced his retirement from the NHL after 23 seasons. 21 of those seasons spent as a member of the San Jose Sharks. He is the all-time goals and points leader in Sharks history and has played more games than any NHL player in history. He has over 1,000 career points and a collection of international medals for Team Canada. And while he is synonymous with the Sharks organization, he did not spend his entire career with that team. Now, you probably know that he spent 2 seasons with the Toronto Maple Leafs and think that's where this is going, but there is a third team that Patrick Marleau briefly, and I mean briefly, played for. After 2 seasons with the Toronto Maple Leafs, Patrick Marleau returned to the Sharks. But on February 24th, 2020, the Sharks would trade Marleau to the Pittsburgh Penguins in exchange for a 3rd-round pick. He would only play 8 games for the Penguins due to the pandemic shutting down the league and everything, and in those brief 8 games he had 1 goal and 1 assist and put up no points in 4 playoff games. He would return to the Sharks one last time for the 2021 season, and after that season would officially retire from hockey. And I know this goes for every player I've talked about in this video, but seeing him in that jersey does not look real at all. But it is. Patrick Marleau, for a very brief period of time, was a member of the Pittsburgh Penguins, a stint that most people are going to forget about. And that's the video. I wanted to get this video out a few days earlier, but I've been sick, so sorry about that. But let me know in the comments how many of these you actually knew about. If you enjoyed the video, leave it a like and subscribe to the channel. I'm hoping to get to 100 subscribers before the end of the year. It seems pretty doable and I hope we hit it. I appreciate all the support on the videos and thank you for watching.